As they say, everything's bigger in Texas. And for me, that includes bad decisions. Today's bad decision, this 1968 Buick Skylark GS California. What other kind of trim tags you want to put on it? But man, back in 68, Buick, they weren't playing around on this one. They kind of took a combo of the Chevelle and the GTO and put their own little twist on it and came up with this body style. And it was kind of just like a quiet muscle car, a little grown man fast action. This particular one, it's been sitting for a while, baking in the Texas heat, collecting dust, probably housing at least 3, maybe 4 different generations of critters. I don't know when the last time it ran, and someone's definitely been under the hood, because this thing, she ain't a 350 no more. She's got a whole lot more cubic inches. Y'all are gonna have to stick around to see which motor's been swapped into this thing. But you know, here at Full Blast Garage, we ain't easing into this thing. We're jumping all in. Battery, fuel, put the beans to it. So the only question is, will this thing actually run? Let's find out on this episode. Put this thing on full blast.
Make sure you do it on full blast.
Well, just like I said earlier, this thing's got something special under the hood that not every GS California had. All right, you have to get under there somewhere. You got it? All right, can y'all see it yet? All right, I'm sure y'all could see it, maybe. She ain't got just an air cleaner that says 455. It's got a 455. It's not bolted in at all. And y'all know the saying, there's no replacement for, everybody say it, cubic inches. That's right, I knew y'all all got it. So, let's dive in this thing and see what needs to be done. So we have 1968 Skylark, that's a Buick, GS California edition. So I don't know if you actually call these a Buick GS, Buick Deluxe, Buick Special Edition, I don't know. They had all kinds of models. This guy's a little different because she's a post, not a hard top. So these guys here, they don't roll down, just the glass does. So that's a little different, and I think that might be related to that California package. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. This car originally had a 350, and man, I've done some VIN decoding and things like that, but I got like V6, and then some other people got V8 when they worked on it, but I couldn't figure it out. But the big thing is now we got 455-age. We don't have a 350. Hopefully, whatever this came from, they put a turbo 400 in it too. But it's really hard to see, especially since I ain't gonna be able to get this thing up on the lift. But the motor mounts are not attached at all. So somebody literally dropped this thing in, and it's the mounts kind of sitting on the frame where the cross member mount is. It's just sitting on it. So this is not attached to the car at all. I don't even think the trans mount's bolted on, nothing. So minimum, I'm gonna have to hook the cherry picker up, lift this guy up, get things bolted down, and then we have, I don't know what is going on with this wiring over here. You know, this might be one of those jobs where I bypass a lot of things. What is that? I guess that was like a positive stud that all this other stuff ran off of. It's not a ground, it's a positive. So we'll need a battery. And then I think I saw a ground cable somewhere hiding. Yeah, there we go, ground. And man, I've got a radiator electric. And I guess I can remove that clutch fan if I have to for clearance issues. Or I could take the electric portion off that radiator, maybe. But it's already shrouded and everything, so I thought it might be easy since we don't have any shroud. But we got all the belts. Man, we'll see if we got any oil pressure when we spin this thing over. Those guys, those oil pumps down there are kind of known to get a little sticky after sitting for a while. I don't know if anything's hooked up. There's a big old wire going to the HEI. Is it cut somewhere? Man, it's hard to tell. There's just so much spaghetti crap going on here. It just goes to a giant clod of wires that go down the valve cover. All right, that's enough depressing ourselves. You know, this thing, she might shine up. You can see right here, Exhibit A, this is where I had the hood tied down and the strap was flapping up against it driving home, and it kind of polished me a little spot there. So she's got potential. Again, I mean, that's kind of the only little whoop-de-doo in the car right here, and I think that's fixable. I mean, if somebody wanted to. I mean, there's a little tiny little push in there, but nothing major. The interior, whew, it definitely smells like there's something dead in here. And the driver's side floor is just full of poop. I mean, it's bad, folks. And then definitely had a critter, or possibly still do, living up there in the dash. That's the unlock? That's pretty cool. Oh God. Just long turd and just an access hole for the guy that was living there. He built him one. We'll just let him have it. You guys ever get a car with some body damage and it kind of improves it? This might be one of those situations, because this bumper's looks like it's sucked in a couple inches in the middle, or at least 1 inch. And it kind of gives it this weird arc. I mean, I know this one does have a tiny bit to begin with, but it's much more pronounced than every other one I've ever seen. So, does this even open? Oh gosh. Well, got radio, air compressor. We got the grill that's in 2 pieces. Brake drum, you know, those don't work. We got the hood hinges that somebody unbolted, and just like an entire engine harness, it looks like. Whew. Inspection cover is there. But I mean, we got speed hole. I don't know, it looks pretty solid, the rest of it. I mean, man, this thing, it had a good looking paint job at one point.
And she's a little laid out in the back. Just a little. Oh, there's mouse house up in the hood hinge. That's impressive. That's probably what ate out all this, them living there. Uh-oh. Oh no. Now I'm never gonna get that to close. All right, well, I've committed to seeing if this thing will run, and to do that, at a minimum, I have to get the engine up in the air to try and bolt it down correctly. I do have the correct GS 455 mounts. We got to get the quadrabog off here so we can get our lift plate on. And will it just, I don't know why they got throttle return springs hooked up. They got no throttle. What else is on here, folks? Is it literally just the fuel line holding it up? Yeah, all right. Grab some vice grips and get rid of that. I honestly don't know any of the fuel system is actually hooked up to tank lines going to the back. I can't tell where this fuel line goes other than looks like it's goes to the pump. There is no input to the pump hooked up. What is hooked over here? Oh, it's I don't know, it's like a hot air tube for the choke. Definitely would delete on that if you were going to an Edelbrock or a Holly or something. Get you an electric choke. All right, freedom. All that. There's just a myriad of vacuum lines connected that go to nothing. Good Lord. It's got to be a later 70s 455 when they smogged everybody to death. You guys can kind of get a better look at this thing. There's just wires, vacuum lines everywhere. And I think what I'm gonna do, pick it up, put the correct engine mount system on, engine mounted. We are going to put a battery in this guy, and we're gonna jump the HEI. We're gonna trick the starter, and we're gonna make this thing run. I think that might be where I call it on this car, but is this even a good 455? I think yes, but I could be wrong. These things, these Buicks and the Pontiacs, they're a little touchy, but this thing has been sitting for a while, and I know this was motor swap, but the last registration on this car was 1984. So she's had some years off the road for sure. But if we can have a big inch Buick engine in a GS, kind of got a car to sell or trade or something, and it's got a title. Thanks to Jared, Classic Vehicle Search and Rescue. He got me a title on this thing in like 3 days, 4 days. So it's ready to be transferred to someone else. But I have my hands full with the Chevelle, and I have that Camaro over there that I have a ton of parts that I bought, need to get it put together and get it sold. Chevelle's number one priority because we got to get everything ready for Poverty Tour. But let's get our lift plate on. Enough talking about everything. We get our lift plate on and pull this 455 up at least enough. I mean, I might have to pull it all the way out of the engine here, but I got to get new frame pads, and I believe the mount on the actual engine has to change too. So let's get to work. All right. Oh, I had to map gas out a vacuum fitting at the back of this intake manifold. Wouldn't let the engine mount. What are we hitting? And there are. Man, we have to jack this car up to get the engine stand under it. Yep. Too low. All right, so she's up in the air now. Might be too high to get the motor out if I got to go all the way up and out with it. So the Chevelle, we had luck going center hole. Let's reuse that. Don't have a radiator or anything else to mess up. That's nice, but having all the accessories on, not ideal. And I kind of don't know what's on and what's not on here. Well, as easy as that went up, there's nothing on. We're totally floating. How in the world did they try and stab this in with that frame pad where it is for the engine? I'm just shocked. Here's stuff crunching a little bit in the back. We can pull forward. Clutch fans catch it. Oh. Come on. There we go. She's free. Fan blade's not about to be happy. Not really anything in the back to be concerned about here. Might be, honestly, could go back maybe a hair. Transmission might be jammed. Oh, I see what's going on. The lip here, the transmission, the snout. I think I just got to pry on it, get it free. Kind of gotta show that fan clutch who's boss there. Do some prying action. Think we're free. Fan clutch probably ain't gonna be super happy. Probably should have spun it around to the big gap in it that it's made for. Oil filter's crushed. Glad we saw that before we went to twisting on her. Yeah, there literally was nothing at all hooked up. Somebody pulled the motor, put it in, and walked away. I mean, that's mic drop. Yep. Got me old GS with 455. How fast is it? I don't know. I ain't ever started it. Well, we found our next problem. So we don't have a starter. That's an issue. I don't know if I have any Buick 455 starters laying around. I thought this motor was pretty complete. Man, these are the correct, from what it looks like, correct engine side mounts. Man, they're not bad either. So engine side is correct. Frame side, incredibly wrong. Not even in the same atmosphere as correct. Well, let's just keep seeing where she goes. This engine's kind of walking itself out. It's pretty awesome. So the snout is right on the firewall. So I think a little bit more. Ooh, she's gonna come out. Our engine hoist is just about reached its maximum. She don't want to lift up no more, that's for sure. We just need to get the oil pan over. We are right there. Woo! Give me a heart attack. Whew. And these transmission cooler lines are all just hanging here. I don't even know. They're all kinked. Definitely no reusing on those. And then we gotta find a starter. I don't know, for like a 73 Buick that came with a 455. That's what I'm guessing. This is early 70s. Why wouldn't they still have the starter? Could they not get it in once the motor was in? Gave up? Is there a starter in the back that I didn't see? I'm guessing not, but I'll take a look. Definitely no starter. She's a heavy girl. Whew. They weren't playing around, were they? Okay, I think we're gonna clear. I'm gonna lower this guy down. We ain't gotta put her all the way on the ground. Just don't really want it dangling up in the sky. But she is turbo 400. So we do have a desirable transmission at least. But yeah, we got some work to do on our motor mount situation. So as you can see here, this guy looks much different than that guy, and this is the correct motor mount. And I'm not sure, I think it goes honestly up here. I don't know, I think it uses those 3 bolts. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at my instructions, see where everything goes, but they'd have never ever been able to bolt this engine in this car in that configuration. No way. Not even close. Well, a fair bit of time later, the frame has 455 mounts on it. That's stage 1 restorations. If you guys need engine swap parts like these swap mounts to go from 350 to 455, I think they got most everything. Whew, we might be here a minute. Start directing her over. Ugh. All right, let's reposition. That's a decent view of the stab. Slide some things out of the way. Kind of want to use our clutch fan again. It's already messed up. We ain't really going to be using it. Oh yeah, we're way too far. We're almost to the point where we can start dropping her. This is second time, 2 days, put a motor in a car. Ooh. So this guy is definitely, let's angle her back. Might need to run a strap. Well, there we go. Got a bit of room doing that. This is kind of where we got caught up last time, coming out. So we need this guy, some more angle on it. We're kind of, if we could get our clutch fan to spin around. Now that'll allow a little more droop. Get all the wiring out of the way. I don't know how much more angle we can get out of this thing. The way we're set up, not a lot. If we could get oil pan in, we could drop down, we'd be fine. Kind of having a hard time understanding how the thing came out. Might have to pull out, reposition in hole 1 for maximum angle. Then we can get her dropped down. Drop down in there. And then we can rehook. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, we might be doing it this time. Still don't know if that's enough angle. If we drop it down, is it gonna nose down any? More. Man, we might be in a pickle. because we're about as much angle as we can put in this thing without removing this clutch fan, which might as well, I guess, just pull it off. We don't need it, and that'll give us a bit more angle. All right, fan clutch off, max tilt. Just gotta make sure don't get into the distributor. Man, this tail shaft's so long on this transmission. Whew. Cut on some wiring, of course. I mean, we are on the cusp of it, folks. Whew, we're right there. Oh, she slid on in. Whew. All right, transmission's pointed under the tunnel. We might have to straighten out our vacuum advance a little bit on our distributor, but she should start kind of feeding herself back in a little. That's probably our starter wiring. There we go. Might need that later. Probably not where we're going though. I think I'm going the DIY method of getting something running. Like make my own cables, run them wherever they need to go. How hard is it gonna be to put these old mount? Well, we left the engine side mounts on because they're the exact same as what came in the kit, and I'd save on those guys for my own usage later in case I ever do have another Buick with a 455. Got a brand new set of motor mounts. They're not super cheap for these cars. We just got to keep working our way in. We got to clear the crank pulley here. Man, we're right there at it. Oh yeah. Passenger side's clear. Kind of just need to make sure everything keeps going backwards. That's the important part. So we got a little ways to go. Before our motor mounts are lining up. All right, we passed the exhaust. All right, we're getting there. This thing's totally almost just falling right into its home. Yeah, I need to pick that side up. Eventually, there might be a time when I gotta grab this guy by the third hole. And try and get everything straight. And that time might be now, because our angle, got a little too much dangle in the angle right now for our motor mounts to line up. Yep, so let's get her hooked into number 3. Pretty sure that's all we're gonna have to do really to get this thing straight. We might have to put a jack under the transmission, which is pretty normal when you're doing one of these. That tail will get sagging too low And if your motor mounts aren't lining up, you can winch on it, get it more straight, and that'll help you out. You can see it's kind of picking up the rear. Ugh. Yeah, we're gonna have to jack up on the trans some. I'll go grab the jack. See if we can get this thing to slide. Oh. Maybe, maybe not. All right. Should pretty much be out of the way of everything. Now it's just a matter of lowering her down a little slow, pushing back as we go, making sure we're not hung up on anything or landing on the mounts before we need to. We're close. We definitely got to go back. That's about as far as we can go with the... Ooh. We're getting there. I mean, this side and this side lining up very well. I mean, it's on the mounts. I mean, I definitely see top hole and bottom hole on each mount. All right, well, it's sitting on the mounts. Probably gonna have to play with some alignment. I mean, man, that one perfectly has lined up on one hole. This guy needs to rotate. So, I think, is it gonna be bottom hole on one side, top hole on the other? That's kind of strange. I mean, I got the car level. And that would really put it in a decent spot. I don't know. I'm gonna run some motor mount bolts through this guy because it's pretty straight. And I'll play with passenger side and see what happens. All right, so it's another day out here. Kind of gave it a break after dropping the motor in, and it took a long time finagling this thing just perfect to get the motor mount bolts in. They're both in, same slots. Definitely had to get creative, you know, prying, bending, loosening up the cross member side pad, letting it move a little bit freer. Got it in. It was not easy, not gonna lie. Today, I mean, this thing will be busting off. Either it will or it won't type thing. We're gonna get the engine running. I mean, I got a battery, an old new junky starter from O'Reilly's. Oop. And that was my drive shaft hitting the ground. So I have just a horde of these things that I'm saving for projects, and it pains me to use it on this because you can see 68 GTO Turbo 400. Drive shafts aren't super easy to come by. I mean, this one's, it's together. I had to find some new end caps for the other side, you know, the rear end side of the U-joint because they were gone off this drive shaft, but the trunk of the 69 Le Mans is just full of stuff, and it had two, and the straps and the nuts and everything. So theoretically can drive this car. I think for ease of installation, and I don't know if my radiator hoses will line up or anything, I might have to get flexi. I think I'm gonna run that aluminum radiator I got, pull the electric off. If we got space, put the clutch fan back on, and then just wire up enough of this junk to get power to the HEI, power to the starter. And man, if I could get the ignition switch to work, that's a W. That's a W every day in my book. Water pump looks awful, like it was at the bottom of the sea. I mean, if we can drive it, it might not be for long before she gets a little toasty. But those are problems way in the future that we don't need to really worry about right now. I'm gonna crawl under there, get the drive shaft installed. What else was down there? There's a vacuum modulator on the transmission. I'll probably run a vacuum line, just rubber, just something temporary to get vacuum from some source up here. I could try and unstick the brakes, but I don't know. That might be a lost cause. And putting a new master cylinder on might be out of the question too. We might just be easy on her, like ditch it if we have to. Key off, ditch it. But I mean, going around here, there's really just one downhill, be questionable, and then the rest of the time we're pretty flat. You could eventually coast it to a stop. All right, well, I'm gonna dive under the car, get us a full drivetrain, and then hopefully we'll be hearing, man, them belts are loose. We'll be hearing 455 noises pretty soon. Got to put the carb back on, and I'm just gonna lay the wiring over the side of the car, pick through what I think I need, because I have no idea. I printed off a picture off the internet that's like this big of the entire car's wiring harness, so we'll see how helpful that actually is. All right, so scratch that. I guess the Turbo 400 they use in this car, or for this engine swap, must be some really long tail shaft version, because my GTO drive shaft with the Turbo 400 is way too long. Slip yoke will go in, but we're still 6 inches or more too long for this car. And I'm not in the business of getting a custom drive shaft cut for a car like this. I'm gonna have to get one cut for the Chevelle due to me using the 454 SS transmission. It has a long shaft on it. So what we do now, let's verify we can get the engine to run. We could drop her down in gear and we can hear the transmission spin, but it's, I know it doesn't have very much fluid in it because none leaked out when I had it like this, putting it back in the car. So we'd at least have to put a few quarts of trans fluid in it before we'd even try on the pump. But let me crawl under the car, get the starter mounted, and then work on the wiring. Kind of a bummer, but I assume there was some strange things going on just because of this. This is a later model 455, so it's probably out of some giant Buick car, and they probably use different tail shafts than like the A-body cars. I don't know. I'm no Buick expert by any stretch, but that's what I'm guessing. Man, I was working on this wiring. I kind of couldn't figure out what this thing was. It had all these positive wires bolted to it coming off the battery. Then it finally came to me. This is the positive post off the old starter. Whatever starter was on this car, the old motor, they broke this guy off, either pulling the engine out or doing something, and it was still just dangling there with all the positive wires bolted to it. So now I at least know where to take the positive cables they're bolted to that. Those guys can all go onto the starter. And I think I've come to the conclusion after looking at this, man, this is so rough. And I can jump into the HEI right here. I got my positive cable. It's a skinny one, which I don't like for this big of a motor. But I got a ground, positive I can run to the starter. Since we ain't got a drive shaft, let's just see if it'll run. So I'm gonna go through, wire everything up, but first I still haven't put the starter on. I'm gonna wire these wires up to it first and get my jump switch out. So have all that ready to go. And then, man, I got a lot of electrical tape in because even some of these cables, I don't know. I guess I could just run this one wire. That'll kind of save me from possibly burning everything down, and I can, as I see fit, connect stuff up and just see what it does. You know, does something turn the lights on? Does something make the ignition work? I don't know, but we're going simple, keeping it simple, because I don't know, I'm a little worried about this rig. All right, will the starter engage, and is the engine locked up? Because I've been living and dying by those guys' words. Pulled out of running car. Showed me video. Believed him. What do we think? Well, we're gonna find out. 3, 2, 1. Ooh! And it only hops around a little bit. Not too bad. All right. I'm gonna take the lift plate off. I'm gonna bolt water pump pulley back on so it's not wobbling around quite as bad. Don't want to totally kill it. And I'm gonna heat up the old HEI. We're gonna put the beans to it. Quadribog on. Now I'm gonna go through, find all the vacuum leaks, plug everything. There's a few on the manifold and anything on the carb. Definitely want to make this thing hot. We don't want it running lean. I don't think it really matters if it runs at all. I mean, that's a win. Man, I'm so confident in this thing, I even opened the garage door. We're about to hear 455 roar back to life. I mean, maybe through these manifolds, I don't know. But what I'm doing here is just filling the vent tube and spilling as much gas as I can right around it. That's a normal thing to do. Then under the choke blade here, I will just shoot it with a little spritzer, kind of simulating an accelerator pump. All right. We're full. Got gas all over it. And now to make the HEI hot, I got a little jumper wire here. I'm gonna run straight from the battery over to the distributor. And I think the battery terminal on the distributor, that wire has a little bit of a fray in it. How convenient. It's gonna help me out. Man, where's a good spot to even hook? Let's see, we getting 12 on this side? 1.9, how's that possible? This bolt's so corroded. There we go. If I touch the center post a little bit, that kind of helps it. How corroded is this wire? Are we actually going to be getting any voltage to the HEI? But it's hot. It's live right there. So when we turn over on it, if she's going to fire, she should do it. Please. Let at least the motor be good. Come on. Well, that's unfortunate. There was a bolt in that hose, and I was wondering what it was doing. That'd be the pressure side of the power steering pump. I got power steering pump from here, halfway. Oh my God, it went everywhere. All over clean parts. Dang it. I got a table over here set up all my Chevelle parts, and that's kind of the trajectory almost all the power steering fluid took. Let's go ahead and just cut that hose off. I'm not gonna need it where we're going. Put that in the back so whoever can resize it to the right size. All right, second try. Let's not make a mess. I mean, power steering pump works. That's good, huh? Man, is this thing, is it that thirsty? Is it possible? Oh. It'd help if I hooked the HEI back up. It's not that thirsty. It's definitely not. Had to kill it before all the power steering fluid just covered the entire shop. She ain't knocking or spraying anything, so that's good. It's one thing about these big motors, man, they do take a lot of fuel to get going. That 454, it takes a bunch. And this thing's, she's 1 cubic inch more. Not smoking. Nothing. Drinking down the gas though, man, there's no way. There's no way this thing drinks it that fast. That'd be the whole entire fuel bowl. Well, it was empty. Now we're full. Spray it down. All right, let's give it another shot. I just want to hear it run for a little longer. Man, I think that's all we're going to get out of the fuel bowl, but no weird noises, no ticking. Seems to be pretty responsive. I think we got a decent running motor. Well, now that we know the car runs, what happens if we hit her with a little shine? Kind of just want to see, does the red come back around at all? Will it just disappear? Maybe a little slower. All right. I don't know. Is it worth hitting the entire car? Kind of getting a little shine to it. I mean, it's better. Better than it was. Might take a minute or two. Or do we just do the hood? Kind of leave it up to the person buying it, whether they're gonna go through the rest of the process here. I mean, there's definitely some spots where she's still got some shine. I think most of this stuff smoked from looking at it. Here on the front, the paint that's left's a little bit heavier, and you can get some decent polish out of it. Honestly, this might be a job for shine juice. Might have to hit up Derek's product and just call it a day. But you can see, I mean, it's very, very dramatic looking on camera. In person, it's not as impressive looking. I will 100% verify that. I mean, it looks good on camera, so that tells you it'd probably look good in a photograph, but in person, I promise you nobody'd be super happy. If they looked at those photos and then came and saw this car, so I guarantee you it would show well, really well in a photo. Yeah, it's way more drastic looking on camera than it is in person. But it does wake the paint up a little bit. I mean, it's definitely tired paint, but does come around a little bit. I mean, the roof, I'm gonna see if I got any more of the shine juice. If I do, might just do a comparison panel, side by side, cut compound, shine juice. Why not? All right. Found my oldest bottle. Shine juice. Shook it up a little just to disperse everything. This stuff's very linseed oily if you've never used it. Very much. It's got other stuff in it, I'm sure, but oop, there was some jelly contaminants at the top. So you're supposed to let this stuff kind of sit and then do a wipe down of it. So I will apply it, grab another rag and do a wipe down. Man, that does a pretty amazing job. All right, which one are you gonna choose? So that was like zero labor and you'd be out here all day. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that thing up. All right, my clean rag. Do they have directions on here at all? No, it comes with paper, but I remember them saying wipe off excess. So now I'm just going to do a light wipe because it's okay to me if a little bit of this kind of soaks in. All right. train going by if you can't hear it. I'm gonna polish up what I didn't get to over there and then finish the rest of the hood. Give you guys a little reveal. Well, how do y'all think the hood turned out? I mean, it's about 1,000,000 times better than it was when I started. So I'm gonna go ahead and go around and shine everything up. Back her out. Well, I gotta fix the trunk. Not fix it, just make it where you can unlatch it actually. And then probably gonna, I don't know, I gotta vacuum everything at least on the inside. Can't leave it that bad. And then we're backing her out, taking pictures. Just like that other Skylark, this guy wasn't really long for my ownership. Kind of knew that when I bought it, but really cool car, worth at least getting the engine running. All right, finished wiping down the outside. Kind of looks like a different car. The red and the rust and everything, kind of a cool look. I'm not totally against it. The only body damage really is like this little whoop-de-doo right here. And the stuff on the front bumper, which looks like just really, you get a new bumper and straighten out a few of those brackets. She's pretty much there. Went ahead and tossed the old broken GS grill in it for photo reasons. And then the headlight bezels are nowhere to be found. I haven't found those. But next thing I'm going to tackle on the road to resale. Oh my God. Look at this. I wish you guys could smell this car through the screen, because it's pretty bad. Wow, the seat is gone right there. Something lived in it. All right, I'm gonna get the vacuuming, try and bring this thing around, at least to the point where it's showable to a human and they won't run and scream. Wow, I got my work cut out for me, folks, but fingers crossed. I'm gonna get the vacuuming and I'll show you guys the finished product. Man, I've been cleaning and cleaning on this thing, and I got multiple bags, and I noticed there's a little bit of stuff kind of peeking from underneath the seat. And oh my God, this might be the most mouse house I've ever uncovered. My Lord. Oh my God. And then there's just been like bones, like big bones. So I don't know if we had a carnivore living in here, or this guy died of old age, but it was a big animal. Whatever it was, I mean, I'm kind of getting close to being there, but just had to show you guys that. That's the worst I've seen in a long time. Well, along with some of the other treasures we found along the way, we found some sort of pipe smoking device. Being that I'm an 80s child, I got a complete education in school on all drugs and how to do them. Thanks, Dare. Pretty sure that's a crack pipe. I mean, the car came from Oklahoma. Could be a meth pipe. Crack. Well, I've moved her outside, and man, you almost need sunglasses looking at them. So shiny. But let's look at the inside. I told you guys I'd clean it out. I have wiped everything down, removed all the carpet, the poop, the mouse house. It's just It's insane the amount of material that came out of here. But I mean, this is wiped down too. Like, this is as clean as I could get it with Simple Green. But it's getting listed like immediately for sale. And that is the amount of trash bags that came out of this thing, and it's all mouse house. Like, just full completely. So gross. But she's done as far as I'm gonna go. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. I really don't need a car sitting around any more than the ones that I have. So this guy's gonna get put up for sale. Facebook Marketplace today. Cut you a deal. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And man, one last treasure I found. It's a name tag for Pizza Hut with Steve on it. So Pizza Steve was cruising around in the 68 Skylark, smoking crack probably, and bringing you your deep dish pepperoni. So just think about that. Wherever you were in Oklahoma, and from the looks of it, the early 90s or late 80s, did a guy ever come to the door with the Steve name tag driving this car? Because he was probably on the crack. But jokes aside, I hope you guys enjoyed the 68 Skylark little Will It Run. It's kind of bummer that they put some sort of strange transmission in this car, and I don't have a drive shaft that's short enough to make this work. I have the snout, I have the stuff that where I could connect it to the rear end, but the link's about 6 inches too long for everything I have. I don't think this car deserves a custom drive shaft. I mean, it's rough, but I think somebody could save it. Somebody that's really into Skylarks, this would be the perfect car for you. I mean, it's almost all there. Fix the brakes, fix the wiring, fix the drive shaft, and you could really cruise this thing around like no problem. It's even got nice wheels and tires. But yeah, first Will It Run where I've had to pull the same motor out of the same car and put it back in. Haven't had to do that yet. That's interesting, but got to do stuff like that when people just give up and drop the mount just right on the cross member. Just no plan. Dropped, walk away, which they were probably doing the smart thing. Whoever buys this from me, man, they're gonna throw some money at it, but it could be a real nice car. These GM A bodies, they're not making them anymore, and nobody's giving them away, especially complete. I would put this in the realm of a complete car. But yeah, hope everybody enjoyed it. More content coming for sure quick. So I'm out here working tirelessly to do more stuff for y'all, and I appreciate it, man. We've had some of our best videos, best months here lately, and I appreciate all the support from you guys. So if you could like, comment, subscribe, any interaction with the channel helps us out a bunch. We're a small channel, but we're growing, and all those interactions help us a lot. So till you see me again, just go out, do something that makes you happy, but make sure you're doing it on full blast. I'll see y'all later.